All right, everybody, welcome to Rogues Gallery Live. This is episode number 32. I'm calling this one tonight Villains After Dark. We have a great panel, as always, with us tonight, and thank you, everybody, already in the chat. I've been watching the chat already, and everybody's already in here, so that's awesome. Thank you guys very much for that. As always, on the show with us is Mr. Jeff Morris, a.k.a. Jeff Number One.
Jeff.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
oh, God. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Carol Baston.
Oh.
We also have with us from Wayne Manor North, Mr. Dan Dufault is with us.
Hey, guys. Glad to be here.
As always, again, with Mac Collections, Mr. Mac Main is with us.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome,
sir. And last but certainly not least, I hate calling you Jeff Number Two. We got to come up with something else. But Jeff Number Two, welcome, sir.
Nice to see you guys. Happy to be here.
Of course, Jeff is from Secret Sanctuary, and we're really excited for tonight's show. Tonight, we're going to be talking about some of our favorite villains. We're going to kind of do a countdown of our top 5 favorite villains. But before we get started, I just want to say welcome, everybody. And how's your week been, guys?
Good. Real good.
Uneventful. Of course, that's probably a good thing now.
Yeah.
Did anybody leave the house this week?
Well, I'm back at work, so
Congratulations.
Just 3 days a week, 4 hours a day.
Huh.
So, but it's nice to be out there a little bit.
So what do you have to do when you go in?
Well, I ordered the textbooks for our local community college. So right now we're trying to get the faculty to submit all their orders for summer and fall. So it's a lot of data entry, just entering all the book orders that they submit and get ready to order that stuff for the coming semesters.
So are you going in all masked up and everything?
Yep, absolutely. Not everybody is, but I am.
Yeah, I figure like the times I've been out, I feel like there's maybe 25% of people have masks on. How about you guys when you've been out? Have you guys seen a similar thing, or I guess it's probably different for different parts of the country?
I've seen it more here. So I'm just about 40 miles north of Boston. And I'd say half to 3/4 of the people I see. I had to run out to Home Depot just this afternoon for a quick pickup and, masked up, gloved up. And I'd conservatively 3/4 wearing masks. It's funny, not many people wearing gloves, but everybody wearing masks.
That's probably great. It seems like you guys have been by far the hardest hit. I don't know if that means that there's, the more testing over there, who knows? I'm in Kansas, and somebody said today that they believe that only 314 people have been tested. So, have the tests. So obviously our numbers aren't as high.
Wow.
I think in Kansas, I think we've had 100 deaths so far. So it's
100?
100.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I think, I live 5 minutes from the Massachusetts border, and I think they're about to clip, 2,000 dead. Yeah.
It seems like your part of the country has been so hard hit. I think, I don't know, in Kansas, we're so far spread out, for the most part. I think there's just space. I don't know if that's made a difference for us, but we haven't reached our peak yet, according to the data. But how are you guys doing in quarantine? How are things going in your neck of the woods?
Well, I've been bored most days. But it is what it is.
It seems that boredom leads to statue collecting in a lot of cases, from what I see on the chat.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It does. Has anybody been pre-ordering anything this last week or two? I know of a few.
Mac, what about you? You picked anything up?
No, I haven't. I've.
Come on, Mac.
No, I've stayed. I cut it all off. I'm just making the payments on the stuff that I have so far, but I haven't jumped down the rabbit hole of anything.
Has there been something that you contemplated almost ordering? I know you have.
Let us help you, Mac.
Yeah. There's all kinds of things that I contemplate ordering. I just I go on the site and I look at it and I shut it, I cut it, I shut it down, and I think about it, and I go back, I look at it again, and I add it to the cart, and I delete it, and then it's just a process, you know.
Well, you have to add it to the cart to see how much shipping is going to be, right? I mean,
Yeah, that's what I do, and then I just remove it, you know.
That's right. Twist your arm. How about Jeff Delaney? How about you? Anything this last couple week or two?
Yeah, everybody raise your hand that ordered the Iron Studios Joker.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that one a little bit later.
Yeah.
But, how about you, Mac, or Jeff? Is that one that you guys would even consider?
I mean, I would consider it, but me and Iron Studios we're not on the best terms right now.
Yeah.
But
For those of you that don't know, Mac ordered the Hawkman, and you got that direct from them, correct?
no, I got it through Sideshow.
Oh, through Sideshow. But what was the answer on your end for getting a replacement?
Well, they had no replacement, so it was either take a credit of $200 or ship it back for a full refund. So I'm working out that full shipment back or for the full refund. That's what I'm doing. So
Yeah, I don't blame you one bit.
I had somebody that had possibly outsourced another body for me, but that fell through. So that's why the decision is now that I think I'm just gonna send it back.
Man, that's too bad. That's a beautiful piece.
It is.
You just brought that up. And let me just bring that up because somebody messaged me this last week and they were trying to sell. They had a body of a premium format, just the body, and they were able to get a replacement. I guess whoever he bought it through didn't ask for it to be destroyed or anything like that. So he was just selling it, saying, "Hey, if anybody needs this, here it is." But he got a lot of crap for it. What do you guys think about people selling extra parts if they have it? Me personally, I don't see anything wrong with it. But people were beating him up online. I was just curious as to what you guys thought.
Yeah, I don't. I can say I don't really see a problem. I mean, as long as you're not trying to I guess kill people on the price. But I still have my Juggernaut, the body itself from when I got the replacement back. Sideshow didn't ask for the original body back just because I had the boot that was chipped, so they just sent me a new body for it, and I still have it. So I put it up online for sale. It was like, I think I asked like $500 for it or something. It's still up there, but nobody's beat me up on it.
Yeah. What about
I had an extra piece once, and I just threw it up on eBay as an auction, starting at $1, and just let it go.
Yeah. I think
that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's probably something that I'll look into.
Yeah, I mean, I really I lucked out. I got, when I bought the Arkham Scarecrow, I got it on I think it was the Christmas sale or the winter sale through Prime One, and but you could only get the regular now, and I got it for, I think it was $6.99 shipped. I mean, it was cheap.
That's cool.
But it wasn't the exclusive, so it didn't come with that Batman Fear Toxin head.
Oh,
but
right.
I ended up getting somebody sold that on eBay. I got it for $125, I think, for the Fear Toxin head.
Yeah.
So, I was thankful for it. I don't see the problem. Like you said, as long as people aren't gouging, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How about you, Jeff?
I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah.
Somebody could use it. So
sure.
Yeah, I agree.
You collect, Jeff. You have several Hot Toys. I would imagine it happens a lot with Hot Toys.
Yeah.
Right. All the piece parts there.
I know a lot of people sell off the extra things that they're not going to use. So
yeah.
Anyway, I just was curious because that, you mentioned that body, and I'm like, to me, I was just kind of puzzled by it. I was just surprised that people would be so harsh on this guy, but I see it all the time with parts. And again, if you're looking, especially for EX pieces, I've done that before where I've bought one, or we're going to talk about a statue here in a minute that I'm probably going to be looking for an EX on eBay to try to find one for my statue. But anyway, I don't see anything wrong with it. So anyway, I didn't have a chance to hear from Jeff Morris about, have you pre-ordered anything? Is that that Joker? I guess Joker's probably not one that you would pre-order because
probably not one that size anyway. That's kind of really big.
And you're primarily Marvel. You got all the Marvel awesomeness behind you.
So I think he looks really cool. If he had been quarter scale, I probably would have been more hurt by not ordering it, but I can live without it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, before we move on, let me give a shout out real quick to some people in the chat that's here. Real quick. Gabriel Ross is here. Thornton Applebottom. Hello. Got Critical Mass. G. Folks. Starlight Collections. Joe Caramello is here. Back Sucka. I love that one. That's so good.
Yeah, I love that one too.
Robin Van Kampenhout. Hopefully I said that right. Harley Queen's joining us again. Harley had some great questions last week when I did the live show. Archangel is with us. Hey. Elemento Popsicle is here. Dave Fritzman, hello. Got Richard Rayman in the house. Hey, look, my collection's here. Slim Boss. Kratos. J. Rob, hello. Stuart Murray's here. Hello. Old Man Ito. Seeing some new names tonight. Welcome, guys. Wanda Quinn. Gabriel Gutierrez. The Spider. Doing well. Hope you are as well. And Impulse Collecting's here. Hey, Junior Statue Collector. Hey, Junior, what's up? I got some pictures of yours I'm going to show later tonight. Junior has some really cool stuff in his room. Hugo is here. Greetings from Portugal. Hello, Portugal. Jason M. Got my notice for Batman Who Laughs. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. Danny Spencer is here. James D. Michelle. I think I'm caught up there. All right, so real quick before we get to our first topic, I want to talk a little bit about the Batman Who Laughs. The Batman Who Laughs is coming from Prime One Studio. We got our shipping notifications, both myself and also Dan, and also Mac, sort of. He got the notification too. So I ordered the regular. Dan, which one did you order?
I ordered the DX.
The DX, and that one includes the extra little
the Robin,
Damien, right?
Yep.
A little Damien with the
Damien,
mask, Portavals mask. And then Mac, which one did you order?
I ordered the deluxe or the exclusive as well.
Okay. So I got my shipping notification, which is weird because we got one that said it was going to be delayed to like October.
Yeah.
And that was like 2 weeks ago. And then this week it says, oh, wait a minute, all of a sudden now it's going to be delivered. I'm charged like next Tuesday. And so hopefully it'll be shipped right after that. Dan, when are you going to get your shipped?
So I pinged Prime One last week just to inquire because you guys got the delay notification and I didn't get anything. So I just kind of pinged them to say, hey, what's happening with the piece? Curious as to the shipping target for it date wise. And they said, oh, it's shipping in a few days. It will ship and your final payment will be charged at the same time. So final payment was actually charged this morning. So I'm thinking if they hold true to what they said, it'll ship maybe in the next day or so. And usually with Prime One, with the standard shipping, it's again, with COVID and all that, who knows? But it typically takes about a week to get to me. So,
I only have experience with the one with my Arkham Joker because that's the only piece so far to date that I've gotten from them directly.
Yeah.
And again, it was even less than a week. Which is unbelievable. I can't believe it got here that quick.
It's amazing, yeah. But,
so
I'm trying to temper expectations because of the virus, and customs might be tighter and all that fun stuff. But
I told Dan, I messaged him the other day that I thought, well, probably ours are on the same boat, getting here. But then, because we're kind of making a little bet, a little wager here to see who's going to get theirs first. Because who knows whether I'm going to get mine from Sideshow first or Dan's going to get his all the way from Japan first. But I still feel like they're going to be on the same boat, and then Sideshow still have to process mine. So I'm hoping that you get yours before that. And hopefully if you do, we'll do a little something special here on the channel. So we talked about that. So I'm really excited about that.
That could be fun, man. Yeah, that could be really fun.
It can be a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. And then Mac, yours is the DX also, but you ordered through Sideshow, correct?
Yep, I ordered mine. I was one of the first to order before it got sold out on the day it got released, and I've gotten delay notices all the way up until last week until I got my last one. It said July to October is when it was going to be released, and I knew that the DX was going to be shipped out later, but I didn't think it was going to be that long.
I'm curious, why do you guys think that is? Like, to me, it doesn't make any sense because this thing's been out for 3 months to collectors in China. And again, I understand with the world events, things might have slowed down or whatever, but it doesn't make any sense that they're shipping it out to Dan.
Yeah.
Why can't they ship those out to Sideshow just like they're doing with Dispatch? Unless it was like a matter of space on the ship, or what do you guys think? I just don't know.
Yeah, maybe they're in different warehouses throughout, China, wherever they are,
That could be.
Yeah.
So that could be one of the things. And I think ordering directly through Prime One gets you. I think you're. I think you're kind of guaranteed like a shipment spot, right up front, correct?
I don't know, but I mean, I wasn't. I didn't. There was no cause to be upset or anything with them, but I did say, hey, paid a premium price for shipping here. I would expect some kind of priority. So just kind of help me understand. And I didn't go any deeper into it than that, but I did want to let them know that, hey, when you pay almost $400 for shipping, you expect it, and I got, to their credit, I mean, I got a response, within under 12 hours, and they were right on top of it. And they said a few business days, which they did. So I give them a lot of credit for following through.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
Again, July, October. That's a long time.
Yeah, that is a long time.
It is.
It was like
June,
July-ish, somewhere in there. Maybe I could get it, but October?
Yeah.
I checked it again just to make sure I wasn't seeing anything. It definitely says July through October 2020.
And that's basically that's the one that I got for my regular, and I got that like last week or the beginning of last week, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did you get yours about the same time?
Yeah, I got that notice. It's funny. Somebody else was complaining about not getting the piece, and I remember that as soon as they said they got their reply, this email got sent out. So it's kind of funny. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I guess I can't control it. So
yeah, it's crazy. Well, anyway, I just want to address that. I'm sorry you have to wait so long. I know that sucks because it's already been delayed and delayed and delayed. So
I think originally it was December, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Speaking of pre-orders, I did finally make a decision on my Dark Knight Returns from Prime One Studio. Drum roll, please.
And
I canceled.
Oh,
I did. I really wanted it to review for the channel, but at the end of the day, it's such a giant hassle if I have to go back and say, well, I don't want it anymore. I have to sell it, the 2 boxes. So, and it's a $1,200 piece. It's very expensive. So, and that's how much Batman Who Laughs is. That's not even. I can't remember how much the DX is. The regular is $1,200. I can't remember.
I think I
can't remember.
$13.99.
That's probably about right.
I think.
Yeah, $13.90. Yeah, for the DX it was $13.99.
Yeah.
Yeah, $13.99, and the regular is $1,200.
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, sorry to disappoint some of the people in the group because I know you wanted to see that reviewed, and I wanted to see it in person too. But at the end of the day, I just decided I have other things I'd rather have and other things that would fit my collection a little bit more. So anyway, with that said, let's move on to topic number one. Also, I wanted to tell everybody in the chat, topic number two is going to be kind of a Q&A session for the group. If you guys have any questions for us or you just want to talk about or have a topic in mind, please shoot it out there when we get close. But topic number one is going to be our Villains After Dark topic. And what I wanted to do today is I want to talk about our top 5 favorite fictional villains. And it doesn't have to just be comic books. It could be movies or media. But our top 5, and we're going to go 5 to 1. We're going to go all the way around the room for each one. But what I want you guys to do is I want you to say what your number 5 is, and then I also want you to say why, like why he's on your list or she. Villains usually are bad guys for the most part, but anyway, I want you to tell me why you picked them and why you ranked them kind of where you did. Okay, you guys clear on that?
Yep.
Clear.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're going to start with number 5. Does anybody want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. All right.
So this was a very hard list for me to come up with because there's so many like villains and people characters that I like. So it was a very I think I did this list like 3 or 4 times, changing it. So it's so hard. So
It is hard.
It is very, very hard. And I know that I'm on the Batman statue collector, so I'm thinking, should it be DC or what am I supposed to do? But anyway,
Everything.
yeah, I chose. Number 5 would be Bane for me, and I chose Bane just because I've always been fascinated with the character of him, of Bane, and just being like this, this hulking mass on Venom, but he's very calculating, so for him to be able, to beat up and defeat Batman the way he has, that's why I picked him as number 5. And that's funny, he's moved up and he's changed on that list between spots, but Bane landed at number 5.
All right, great pick. He's a great villain. Absolutely. Now, do you like comic book Bane more or like movie Bane?
I like comic book Bane more. Movie Bane's not big enough.
Yeah.
I agree.
Movie Bane's not big enough unless you're talking about that what's that one?
Yeah.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was a little bit bigger, but he was a joke.
He was a joke. Yeah.
It did make him look good, but
Yeah. That's how big he should have been.
Right.
and they could do the Hulk in movies now. They could really do a great version of Bane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they sure could.
Good
Yeah.
point.
All right, how about Jeff Delaney?
So I really embrace the from any kind of media
I
thing.
do too.
So my number 5 is Killer Bob from Twin Peaks.
Okay.
And I picked him because Twin Peaks came out in 1990 when the top 10 TV shows were like Matlock and Murder, She Wrote. And here comes David Lynch with Twin Peaks about an interdimensional entity that possesses humans and makes them murder and rape people. And it was wild at the time. And it was a real cultural phenomenon because it's the first show I can think of. Today it's really common to have like episode recaps of all these shows on different websites. But this is kind of pre-internet. And so, but what happened with Twin Peaks, people were so fascinated with the mystery that every week in newspapers across the country, like in the calendar section of the LA Times, there would be a recap of the show. And then the writer of the article would point out little clues that were incredibly obscure in certain shots of the show. And that had never happened before with any TV show. And so to me, and Killer Bob was pretty damn scary. It was so different from everything else on. It was really fun to watch. And I kind of miss that there aren't shows like that kind of revolutionize the relationship between the show and the audience like there was 30 years ago.
It's hard to shock these days.
It is.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It is. Oh, great pick. Great pick. Dan, how about your number 5?
So I, like Mac, struggled with the breadth of this question.
There's so many. There's so many.
I am also, I'm a fan of horror genre as well. I mean, not like I am with this, but I like scary movies, so you can start going down that path. Or so I tried to make it easier on me. I kept it to more comic book related, not just Batman, but comic book. So my number 5 is actually this guy here over my shoulder, Mr. Freeze. And the reason I chose Freeze, and I find this in a lot of the characters that I gravitate to, the villains, I love a conflicted villain. I love a villain who struggles with the good that he's got still left in his heart, and how that drives his motivations. And certainly Freeze has plenty of that with Nora. So that's why I picked Freeze.
Great pick.
That's a good one.
Jeff, how about your number 5?
I was all over the place too. Movies, books, TV. And I've got a huge list.
Got some extra honorable mentions.
Jaws, the shark from the first Jaws movie.
Bruce.
Yeah.
That absolutely scared the shit out of me because my parents took me to see it when 1970, so that would have been, I would have been 11 or 12.
It's awesome. Still one of my favorite movies of all time. I love it.
And I think the fact that it just would never work worked out enormously great for the movie, because if you had seen more of it, it would have not been nearly as scary.
Yeah, the shark not working was a blessing for Spielberg.
Yeah, right.
It was. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, I considered him on my list also, but I kind of went all over the place too. At first, I was thinking just comics, and then I thought, well, okay, I want to do all of my favorite villains. It was really tough for number 5, but I picked Jack Torrance from The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Nicholson. He was already kind of creepy anyway, but then as he slowly went into madness, I just thought he was just a perfect evil villain as he slipped, and he just became terrifying in my opinion. I still get creeped out by him in that film. So I feel like he is my number 5 villain, because again, Nicholson's a genius, creepy as hell. But so that's my number 5. Okay. How about number 4? We'll go back to Matt. We'll go around.
Number 4 would be Carnage.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Carnage. You don't really. He's insane. He's a serial killer, and he's got a symbiote that makes him, gives him superhuman strength and all that stuff, and he just kills people. So, if you actually think about it, if that was in real life, he would be extremely frightening.
Yeah.
Imagine a serial killer out there with a symbiote that's able to, do things, and it's terrible.
Thank God all of these people are not real.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a great pick. Number 4.
Number 4 for me is Bruce the Shark from Jaws.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Again, because of the cultural phenomenon that resulted from that movie, people literally stayed out of the water. I think there are people who still, when they go to the beach, think twice because of Jaws.
Yeah.
And swimming pools too sometimes.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a great pick. I love it.
Yeah, that is a good pick. Just real quick, now that you guys are talking about that, I just watched that 47 below something? Uncaged?
47 meters down.
47 meters down, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just watched that a couple days ago. It reminds me of that.
It's pretty scary.
It's not really scary, but it just makes you think about being in the ocean. And the thing is that you can't see, what's beneath you. And
Right.
yeah, it's you never know. But yeah, it's kind of it was a good. It wasn't a great movie, but I suggest it if anybody has a chance to watch it. It's on Amazon.
I'm claustrophobic. I don't think I can handle watching it.
So I've got a funny anecdote for you guys about Jaws. So some of Jaws was shot in New York, somewhere off Long Island, and a lot of it was shot off Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts. When my kids were small, we used to vacation in Martha's Vineyard. And one of the shots in Jaws, there's a bridge, this very kind of low road bridge, and you can jump off the bridge into a little inlet right off the ocean. It's about 15 feet of water. So you jump in, you don't touch the bottom, and you're just dangling there. I used to give the kids the hardest time about, Jaws was filmed right here. And you can in the bridge where they filmed it. It's so cool.
I think that was the small wading pond that the younger kids.
That's in there too. That was Martha's Vineyard. Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And what's funny is in recent years, we have a real great white shark problem in Massachusetts. Yeah. Where they shut the beaches regularly over the past couple summers. There's a couple they track that are over 15 feet, 17 feet, 18-foot long sharks. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, they're crazy. Yeah.
It's always been a dream to visit there. I would love to, because again, you can almost match up shot by shot.
You definitely can. Yeah.
That whole place was filmed there. So I mean, it's
the awesome. Sheriff Brody's office. That little Brody's office is right there with the picket fence. The whole thing.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yep.
That's really cool. That's awesome. Well, maybe one day.
Yep.
I gotta get up to visit you sometime. And
absolutely. It's gotta happen.
That's right. Hopefully we can fly again someday. I don't know. Hopefully.
Yeah.
How about you, Jeff? Number one. How about your number four?
Let me look at my list. I'm just kind of picking some off.
I like that.
No pressure.
I think the I'm going to go with another one from a movie, the Xenomorph from Alien.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's good.
That was another movie that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
My mom dropped me and my cousin off and then told us when the movie was over to walk across the street so she wouldn't have to pull into the crowded parking lot. And it was after dark. And she pulled up and kept flashing her lights and blowing the horn. And we were standing in the lobby looking at her. And we wouldn't go out and cross the street. And she pulled in. She said, "Y'all saw something that scared the shit out of you, didn't you?" Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Said, "Good."
Incredibly creepy. Good bad
Yeah.
guy. Yeah. My number four is also, it's from a comic book, but for me, it's more of a movie, and that is Loki. I absolutely love Tom Hiddleston. I just think he did such a great job. It's one of those characters where you love to hate them because they're just so much fun. And I know that there were times where he was kind of a good guy, but even when he was a good guy, he was being a bad guy. So I just kind of fell in love with the character. Again, I'm not as familiar with the comic book material because I didn't read that growing up, but I do really like Loki portrayed. So that's my number four. That's why. So Mac, let's go to number three.
Number three would be Magneto. Magneto's kind of, I guess, like it's hard because he's like a villain, but like, is he really a villain? Because all he really wants is he just wants the mutant kind to be treated, fairly, and he'll do it at any means possible. So, and
that's true. That's true of a lot of the villains. A lot of villains are just misunderstood, right?
Yeah. So like, I picked him because I've always been fascinated by him, and it helps too that he's an Omega level mutant. I've always liked those overpowered mutants.
Jacked up.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah,
and I like how he's been portrayed in movies too. I think he
did
a great job with him, both actors. So. Jeff, how about your number three?
My number three is Kilgrave, also known as the Purple Man. Not so much from the Jessica Jones Netflix show as from the Brian Michael Bendis series Alias that Marvel put out in 2004, 2005. He's just an evil dude. He's a telepath. It's mostly power of suggestion. He just whispers something to you and you do it, no matter how evil it is. And he kind of ensnares Jessica Jones for about 8 months, enslaves her, and makes her do all kinds of stuff. I mean, the comic goes much further than the TV show did. So if you haven't read Alias, I think it was about 28 issues that they put out of that series, and they're in trades. It's one of the best things Marvel's ever put out. It's fantastic.
It's awesome. I like your obscure picks. They're really great. I love it. I love it. Dan, you're number three.
My number three, and I am right in lockstep with Mac. My number three was also Magneto.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yep. And again, it kind of goes to that kind of complicated villain, almost a sympathetic character. You can almost admire his motivations to protect his kind and want a better world for his kind, etc. He's kind of like you have anti-heroes. To me, he's kind of like an anti-villain in a lot of ways. So I always found him compelling. And then you couple that with, like Max says, he's got these Omega level powers, and all of a sudden, wow, you got a pretty cool blend. So,
Yep.
So Magneto, number 3.
Great pick. Jeff.
I was just scanning my list again. I have some I want to mention, but
We got to get Jeff to scan his list before he gets.
I'm going to go with Baltimore.
Voldemort. Very good. That's a great pick.
Nice.
I mean,
what do you like
and movie. Oh crap! I mean, he just totally changed their world. I mean, turned everything upside down. You know, all the that world in the book was completely changed. They wouldn't even speak the name. That's pretty scary.
It's a great villain. I absolutely agree. Absolutely. Well, my number 3, and Robin Van Kempenhout. If I said it again wrong, sorry. My number 3 is Darth Vader. I have always loved Darth Vader. He's probably my first villain that I really liked. Just something mysterious about how creepy he looked and the voice, James Earl Jones. Growing up, I just felt like he was the perfect villain. The dark cloak, and he just was going to do it, whatever it took to get the job done. Of course, we all know that he does turn good, which is great. But for me, I absolutely love Darth Vader. I'm sure you guys do as well. Just a fantastic villain in my eyes. How about Mac, number 2?
So this one was a struggle for me too, because this is probably going to be a lot of people's probably pick 1 or maybe pick 2, but I went with the Joker.
It's on my list.
Yeah,
it's probably on mine too.
Yeah, it's not hard. I mean, you can't really like to me. I mean, the Joker's like insane, and he doesn't really like. I don't know. Can you say he has a motive? Because, like, I think it was said best in the Dark Knight trilogy, where he said where Alfred said he said what do you say that there's
some people just want to watch the world burn.
That. Boss, bullied.
Yeah,
negotiated or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, so when you the Joker's he's just insane, and
there's no reasoning. You can't figure it out.
So you can't figure him out, and he's just a cool villain. He's a villain that you want to hate, but you kind of like at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Agree 100%.
Yep.
Jeff, you're number 2.
I went with John Doe from the movie 7.
Oh, yeah.
He has a plan.
Yeah.
He enacts the plan perfectly. He completely owns Brad Pitt at the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And that line is legendary. What's in the box? What's in the box? It's throughout our culture now.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Jeff, you had some great picks, man. I like that. I wish I would have went movie based.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, he went deep. I like it.
Deep. He did. He went real deep.
That's awesome. I mean, that's a great pick, and that's one that I wouldn't even have thought of, but it's a great pick.
Thanks.
Dan, you're number 2.
My number 2, Lex Luthor, is mine.
All right, very good.
And further, my favorite Lex Luthor, not the most sophisticated, but Gene Hackman from Superman 1978 is my favorite Luthor.
So good.
I think Luthor is one of those villains that, for me, and I can't say this about too many of them, but there's a ton of different versions of Lex Luthor, and all of them are so cool. One of the common threads that I love through the Luthor character is that he's got the intellect and the imagination and all that to be able to compete with essentially a god, right? With this alien that has godlike power. Yeah. And here he is just a mere man, but he puts all his tools together in such a way that he can, battle toe to toe with Superman. And I always found him super compelling. Movies, comics, television. He's just one of those characters that, rises to that level for me. So
Yeah, one of my favorite versions of him is the one they had from Smallville.
Smallville, yeah, great
That
version.
one, and the way they did it was
Yep.
the character evolved and then turned.
Yep.
And you saw the progression of it.
Yep.
And how and why I think it one of the big things in the TV show that I got out of that was, I think a lot of it was the character knew that there was this circle of people that knew Clark's secret, but
Mhm.
he never trusted him enough to let him in on it.
Yep.
And that motivated him to, well, if I'll figure it out on my own then.
Yep. Yep. That was great version of the character.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Jeff, you're number 2.
Let's go with Thanos. Why not?
Hey, there you go. T. Mitchell right there was asking if anybody had Thanos on the list. I considered him too, a great villain. But why is he your number 2?
It's another one of those that the most dangerous to me is the one that thinks that they're doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
He thinks that it's what should be done, no matter what has to be done to do it. So if half of everything has to die,
So be it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
amazing.
open the beaches. We're gonna open the beaches.
It's amazing with everything going on in the world how many Thanos references there's been.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, right? I mean, it's pretty crazy. Thanos is obviously a great villain. Now, are you more of the movie Thanos, or do you like the comic book Thanos, or both?
I'm way more familiar with the movie version. I remember some of the comics that I read as a kid with Thanos in it, but that's been a long time ago. So,
Okay. So my number 2 is, this was hard for me because number 1 and 2 could maybe be interchangeable for me, but my number 2 is Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars.
Yeah.
I just always feel like he is the epitome of evil, of power, of trying to get total control of everything in the universe, basically. I loved him from the first time I saw him. I'm amazed by how many times I quote him. I watched Jedi so many times, and even it was what it was with the episodes 1, 2, and 3. I really liked him in 3, and I really liked him in the new movie as well. But I just always feel like he is the darkest, most powerful evil character there is. So. That's why he is my number 2. Again, he could have maybe been number 1, but I love Palpatine. Always loved him. All right, here we go. The number 1 round. Here we go, Mac.
So I went all the way back to the reason why I'm into this and everything. So I had to say the first comic book that I picked up and read was Spawn. So my first pick was Violator / the Clown.
Nice.
Yeah.
He is a demon, so I mean that's quite frightening. Possession, telepathy, all that kind of stuff. So
He's creepy.
Very creepy looking, and he's a clown too, kind of. He shapeshifts into a clown. He can be kind of funny, but he's a demon.
Yep.
So that was my first pick.
clowns are scary, period.
Yeah.
They are. Absolutely. Great pick. Jeff, is this going to be another deep, obscure pick?
No, I had to go with the Joker.
All right. There we go.
I mean, we're talking about a character that first appeared in Batman #1, drawn by some of the best comic artists for 80 years, portrayed by some of the best actors of their generations in film. So I couldn't beat that with anything else. So I went with the Joker.
Absolutely. Great pick.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Don't need to say a lot about it.
Yeah.
You just don't. Dan, you're number 1.
Yeah, Joker. I mean, how could you not? And I really looked at the list and I said, everybody's might as well just make this a number 5 through 2 list almost. So Mac, I'm proud of you. Good pick.
Yeah, I'm glad you said something different.
Yeah, Joker. I mean, just the unpredictability, what did I write down? The unpredictability, the brutality, kind of the darkness combined with the humor, all of these things. And again, to the crazy number of incarnations of the character, all bring something different and cool to the table. Like you can't screw the character up. So the most entertaining and the most compelling for me had to go with Joker.
Can you think of a character that's had that many incarnations over the years? I mean, I can't think of any that have had that many different takes on one character, which is amazing.
Not
He's
really.
run from one extreme to the other.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, when you look at the original version, then the campy 60s.
Yeah.
Then in the 70s, they turned him around again. And it's like every generation.
I know everybody would agree with me too. I think that the best what sticks it out for me is Mark Hamill's Joker. Hamill's voice alone pretty much embodies that character for me, and laugh. So like that alone, I mean, I can't see the Joker without hearing Mark Hamill.
Yep.
100%.
Jeff, you're number 1.
Oh, okay. This has been my number 1 from the thing, and it's kind of conflicted villains, but I put 2 that I think are the parallels they have were very similar. It's when you have a character that has been basically a hero that turns bad, and I'm going to say Dark Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then the other one is from a TV show that was one of my favorites. Still is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
When Willow, Buffy's best friend, in the 6th season, turns completely into a villain that they're not really even sure that they can stop because she turns so powerful. And that's a really good villain to me. Is when they can character that you've loved, and then it's like, now what do we do?
Yeah.
Great picks.
Yeah. Oh, such a great show. I love Buffy.
That one was when it was just really sad. The whole story of that Dark Willow arc was really sad, and you understood why. So,
yep.
I never watched that show. I only watched the movie, and I know that's a bad example of.
Yeah, that's not even.
Oh, you should watch it. There's some really excellent episodes of that show.
I'll have to check it out. That'll have to go on my list. Got some time to kill these days.
A little time.
Yeah, got a little time. Well, to nobody's surprise, I'm sure, my number 1 is also the Joker. I absolutely love this villain. He's always just drawn me in, and I don't know what it is, but I mean, obviously he's a very popular character for a majority of people. And I think you guys said it best. There's just been so many different stories, and there's so many different takes over the years. But to me, he is the perfect foil for Batman. And it says a lot about the character, how long he has lasted. Yes, there are a lot of great villains, but will they stand the test of time? Some of them will. Some of them might not. But I think there's no end for Joker. He's going to go on forever, because I don't feel like without a Joker, there's no Batman. Yep. And so as long as there's a Batman, there will be a Joker. I think he'll always be the most popular villain, and I just think he's absolutely fantastic. So that's our list. I did want to go really quick. We'll go real quick to our honorable mention round. So one that you really wanted to add to your list, but maybe didn't fit it in. So we'll go around again if you have an honorable mention. Mac, do you have one?
Can you see it?
Let me get you here.
I'm sorry. The camera quality is kind of junk. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Commander.
It's Homelander.
Homelander.
Yeah, Homelander. Nice.
Go down a little bit. There you go, right there. That's cool.
Yeah. Homelander. My honorable mention list was insane, but I had to think about something that was like just kind of relevant and something that I'm currently reading the Boys omnibuses. So
Aren't they great?
yeah, it is a great run. It's
Yeah.
awesome. I watched the show and then had to dive in, so I got all of them, and I'm through the first one. I'm into the second one now. But Homelander is like insane. So if anybody has not watched The Boys, I definitely recommend checking it out on. I think it was Amazon. I think definitely watch it. Yeah, that is insane. So imagine like Superman, but he's
Psychotic.
He's unhinged and I love that. I love that.
Mhm.
But
Cool.
I also had Atrocitus, and I had like some other stuff on there, but I was going to quote the Red Lanterns. Their I can't think of the name.
We'll come back to you if you remember.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now. I can't think of it either. He's got a dog or something, right?
He's got a cat.
A cat. That's what it is.
Cool. Jeff, your honorable mention?
Yeah, I thought about maybe picking Thanos, but then I thought before he was sacrificing millions to save millions, Ozymandias did the same thing in Watchmen years earlier, sacrificing millions of New Yorkers to unite the world when he thought that the U.S. and Russia were about to go to war. Came up with this plot to stop the war by uniting everyone by creating this fake alien invasion that killed millions of people. So I pick out Ozymandias.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a
That's a
good
good pick.
Dan?
So my pick is. What do you guys? That guy.
Wow, Batman Who Laughs.
Batman laughs. So
Great pick.
he has not been around long enough to make the top 5 lists, so the jury is still out. But I find him to be extremely compelling, more than any other new villain in recent memory. He has definitely captured my attention, and I just think he's creatively his character, what makes up the character, all of that, his backstory, everything about him is just super compelling. So well done, DC. He's awesome. So
That's one of the best new villains they've created in a long time.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And he's going to be there. I mean, he's right up there, in my opinion. He fits with the Rogues.
I agree.
Maybe even top some of them. Jeff, how about you? Your honorable mention.
Darth Maul.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Good pick.
To in the run of 9 movies, was only in 1. Really?
Yeah, like 1.5, kind of.
Yeah.
He's in the Solo.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Made a huge impact.
And people wanted to see more,
Yeah.
for sure. But good pick. My honorable mention, I'm going to go with Jeff on one that he picked earlier, but I really liked Voldemort. We're big Harry Potter fans in our family. My wife kind of introduced it to me as we were dating, and that was something that anytime there was a new book, I'd buy the book for her and stuff. And so she introduced me to the movies, and I love his character. I love how creepy he is, especially how dark it got toward the end. I always rate my villains on creepy factor, like the creepiness of them, because I've always been drawn to villains. Like, I don't know what that is exactly about me or what that says about me. But I just always felt they're so much more interesting than the heroes. There's just so much there. Maybe that's why I'm a counselor. I don't know. Who knows? But I always just feel like there's just so much darkness there and so much creepiness. And I just love the way he was portrayed in those films. So that's going to be my honorable mention, Voldemort. So great list, guys. Good job. That was great.
It was fun.
That was fun. We'll have to do stuff like this more often. That was a lot of fun. It's amazing.
So, Chris, Dark Ranger 7 in the chat wants to know who your favorite Disney villain is.
I was just going to say, there was one that was left off of Chris's list that I was shocked.
Okay, well, let's go to that. Which one?
Captain Hook.
Yeah, and that's him. That's my favorite Disney villain.
It is.
And you guys you saw my review I did, maybe late last year,
Yep.
a premium format that I finally got. But I've always loved Hook. I've always loved pirates. I don't know what draws me to them again, villains. But I've always liked pirate ships and pirates. And for me, I don't know, he's kind of a dopey villain, but I just always liked the way he was portrayed. And so I think that's probably my favorite Disney villain. Do you guys have a favorite Disney villain? Any Disney fans?
I have to think about that one.
Maleficent.
Maybe Maleficent.
Oh, that's yeah, very evil.
She's crazy. I love her.
Any way they can change into a dragon, that's pretty cool.
There's a lot. I mean, Disney had some great ones. I mean, and Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
She wanted 100 puppies to skin.
Poor Roger and Anita. Poor Pongo and Perdita.
That's what my wife said. She said, we were talking about the list before the show, and she's like, how can Cruella de Vil not be your number one? I mean, she wants to kill little puppies. And she was actually a big favorite of mine as a kid. I always thought I loved her song, and I don't know why. We used to watch that a lot when I was a kid. I didn't really get how creepy it was until you're older. Yeah, that's a great pick. Great pick. Anybody else?
I'd have to say Scar from The Lion King.
Oh, Scar's great. Jeremy Irons, right?
Yeah. I finally got to see the live action one a couple weeks ago, and it's really good.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that wasn't real.
Yeah, it's amazing. We went on a Disney cruise this summer, back when you could still take cruises, and they showed that they live premiered it on the boat, and it was awesome. I thought it was really. I mean, it's almost shot by shot.
It's amazing to me the strategy that Disney has, where they do the animated movie, and then they do the Broadway musical, and then they do the live action movie, all of the same property, and make billions on each one. It's amazing.
Yeah, when you own a hot property, you got to exploit it.
I guess you do.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
And right now, Disney's not making.
We're waiting on that Avengers musical to hit Broadway.
Oh, that's too funny. Well, do you guys want to go to pictures real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. If you guys have any questions for any of us, go ahead and type them in the chat. I'm sorry if I missed yours. Actually, let me do one real quick. I just saw this one. Wanda Quinn says, anyone have any other favorite villains turned heroes? I thought that was a good question. We'll do that real quick. If anybody wants to add one. Villains turned heroes. Vader. I guess Vader could be one.
Yeah.
You stumped the whole group.
Villains turned heroes.
Jeff, who was the blonde vampire on Buffy?
Darla.
No, the guy. The guy.
Oh, Spike. Yeah.
Yeah, he's someone who ended up turning good.
Yeah.
Villains that turn good.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of them.
That was a good character, too.
You can
He turned out pretty bad.
More good to turn bad, yeah.
I'll say Venom. I guess.
Starlight Collections just said that.
Is he good? Is he good? But is he really good? He was on my list too, and he had to come off. I wish you guys could see this list. It was insane.
I had 17 total.
You had 17? Yeah. I think I had like 30.
Awesome.
Could you put Catwoman on that?
Yeah, Catwoman.
Yeah, Catwoman's dope.
Yeah, Catwoman's a great pick. She's tough because she still does bad stuff, even and Batman knows it.
She's on the fence.
Yeah, Harley Quinn. Deathstroke. Did Deathstroke turn good? I don't know.
This is a very hard question.
I know.
Well, I guess you could say Magneto too, right? Because when he went white suit, he was
Yeah.
good, right? And Magneto,
Darth Vader.
Darth,
won
yeah, he did. He went good.
last minute as he was circling the drain.
Rain Man here says, what about everybody's least favorite villain or a villain you feel is so overrated? Good one.
Every James Bond villain. Overrated.
Oh, some are pretty good. They all
Early
do
ones are pretty bad.
stuff, but they all...
I always hated that guy with the Jaws guy with the guy.
Oh, yeah, Jaws, yeah.
Jaws, yeah.
I hated that guy. I always like Odd Job.
Got Duran playing in the background on the Eiffel Tower. I love James Bond. My dad, those were his favorite movies, and we went every time there was a new movie, we went to see those. So I've always loved James Bond. They're cheesy, but
they're fun.
They are fun. They are fun.
Gabriel Ross had a good one. Dr. Doom is a good one.
Dr. Doom.
Yep.
His favorite villain, Condiment King. I don't know. Least favorite villain's tough because there's a lot of bad villains.
Condiment King. Who is Condiment King?
You know, one that I don't get, and I'll probably take a ton of heat for this, but Juggernaut.
You don't like it?
I don't get it.
He is kind of tough to get. I mean,
I guess I don't get it.
I guess you got to get him moving before.
Yeah.
He's got to have a lot of momentum.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He can do cool shit, but I don't get him as a villain.
That's a good.
Like a turtle. Get it on its back, you're good.
That's pretty funny.
That was great. Oh, yeah, that's a tough question. All right, let's go. Let me get this turned off here. Let's go to some pictures. All right, can you guys see these?
Well,
Yep.
With the good stuff.
All right. So we're going to start with the one that we talked about. Three of us here have this on pre-order. And I'm very excited. So this did go up for pre-order this week. It's $9.99. You can get it currently at Iron Studios. I did order mine directly from them. Did you guys also?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You can also get it from Spec Fiction and other places like that. I'm assuming, I'm just going to take a guess that it'll be up on Sideshow tomorrow. Thursdays are the days that they usually do their larger statues. So I'm just going to predict it, but I could be wrong because I know I've had a ton of people message me and say, is it going up on Sideshow? And I'm assuming the answer is yes. But obviously, you guys are ordering this piece. What is it about it that makes you say, hey, I'm ordering day one, like all three of us did?
I'm probably the only one who's going to use the classic head. Because to me, it kind of brings to life the Neil Adams Joker.
Yep, I agree.
And that's my Joker. And also the fact that it's a 1/3 piece that has a pretty small profile. It's only, I think, 12 inches wide. So it's not going to eat up too much space. And the price was not too bad.
So Dan, do you like this portrait also?
I do like the portrait, and I don't know if I just didn't do my homework, I missed it, or what, but I hadn't seen it until they released the piece.
Well, here's the thing. This is not the piece that they had. The one that they had, I don't think was ever actually on the statue, but there was one laying beside it, and it was different than this one.
Really?
Yes, it had an open mouth.
Huh.
I personally do not love this head sculpt. I think it's okay. If this was the only head sculpt that came with it, I would not have ordered it.
Yeah, I get that.
I just would not have ordered it.
Yeah, if I had this piece, I would display it with that the cut face 100% all the time. I think
Yeah,
that's
that one.
yeah, that's see like in your collection. I think just in that would be something different that you haven't really seen before, for a statue. So I think that for this piece, it needs to be displayed with that head sculpt. I just think that looks really awesome. And I've
I
seen the
also
other.
like that his head's looking up.
Yeah.
If you notice the other one, his head is looking down.
Mhm.
So it does give you kind of a different feel, I guess, in my opinion. You do have some different swap outs. You have a gun. There's also a mallet. There's cards, and there's also then the cane. Some people haven't loved this arm right here. They thought the arm looked kind of odd. But I think it looks great. I love the base with all the dynamite. And like Jeff said, I think the low profile of this thing is phenomenal. I love that it's not a giant base.
Yeah.
But this one, in my opinion, right now my plan is I have my Hush up high, and I'm going to put him right beside him. I think that's the perfect place for him.
Yeah.
But lots of detail. Hopefully everybody's seen these photos by now.
And Mac, I thought about you when I was ordering it and the problems that you had with Hawkman. But I decided to go forward because this is such a less complex piece than Hawkman.
Absolutely.
I'm assuming there's less margin for error.
And I'm hoping too that maybe now that they've kind of done that, maybe when this piece becomes closer to production, that it's actually like it is. I'm hoping that it's going to be somewhat solid throughout, all throughout. But yes, it's not as complex, and the base is relatively small. So I have a feeling that this piece will have less problems. So that's good.
I hope so. I hope the box isn't too big either.
Yeah.
Guys, if it's any consolation, I don't know if anybody saw this in the Facebook group. I did post, but I ordered 2 quarter scale MCU pieces from Civil War directly from Iron Studios before they had their US website. And like, I don't know, 2 years ago. And I had no problem with either piece.
And this does ship from their warehouse in California.
This one does, yeah.
So I mean that's a good thing. And I had the same question. I messaged Dan and Jeff, and because I had never ordered from Iron Studios. Actually, I've only owned one Iron Studios, and that was that Batman versus Bane, which I thought was great. But I bought that from a comic book shop, so I had never ordered from them either, and so I was a little bit leery of it. And hopefully, we'll all have good experiences to talk about. And this is supposed to come out Q4 of this year.
I hope it does.
I'm not going to hold my breath on it, but heck,
I wouldn't.
that'd be pretty awesome.
They actually specified December 20th.
Oh, really?
Did
So
they?
we'll see. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
If you scroll down the very bottom of the list, the item listing, it says shipping 12/20.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Nothing says
Yeah.
Merry Christmas like a skin joker.
Yep,
He's so
that's right.
festive.
Put the space right here underneath the Christmas tree.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just put a Santa hat on him.
2 different colored eyes. Did you guys notice that?
What's that?
They're looking in different directions too. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a green eye and a blue eye.
That's pretty cool.
That'd be awesome.
But this head sculpt sold it for me. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, see, I want it just for that head sculpt alone.
Yeah. So cool. And I don't know if it'll be done again.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think the Bermejo Joker has like a similar take to that, right?
Yeah, I would say a little bit. And I'm getting that one also. So it might be a little bit of Joker overkill, but hey, he is my number 1 favorite villain. So
Speaking of that, we could all end up getting a whole lot of pieces at the end of the year here.
Yeah.
it's very possible. It's very possible.
Yep.
No,
I know a lot of my
they have
sideshow
been
ones.
on time with their stuff, even with all this going on. They got these Avenger pieces out
Yeah.
right on time.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Right.
I'm excited.
So now I have to decide whether to keep my Tweeterhead Joker or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a tough call.
Yeah.
Really tough call. Because that's a great
It
piece.
is. It's a great piece, but if you put it right next to this thing, that's the problem I have is they're great pieces on their own, but when you put them next to any of your bigger scale stuff,
Yeah.
it doesn't hold up to me.
Right. Right.
If you don't have them, then you're perfect. It's so great.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to show this picture off because I have my third CGC, and I just wanted to show you. This is one of my favorite covers, so I just wanted to show everybody that.
Chris, when I first saw that, I missed that it was the reprint.
Me
I
too.
almost fell off my chair.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think the original goes for thousands, I think.
The 9.8 would go for thousands. Even a 9.6 goes for thousands.
Yeah. So this is just a reprint.
I
I didn't want to make that clear.
One of my one of my favorite covers. That book. I've got it in 8.5.
Nice.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Such a great book. This one I threw up. This is from Junior Statue Collector, if he's still in the group. But he posted some pictures of his display, and he got this new Deathstroke light that I thought was pretty cool, and I just wanted to share it with you guys.
Yeah,
in case you hadn't seen it. But it's just a cool light. I had not seen that one before.
Yeah. I think Junior gets those made. I think he has somebody that he knows that makes them.
Oh, that's cool.
I saw he posted that he got it off of Etsy, but I don't know.
Oh, that's cool.
Could be true.
I think the DC one, like I've seen these in stores before. I don't know.
Yeah, they won't sell them.
They don't sell them. So I just thought maybe he knew somebody, but maybe they're all made by a store. That's really cool, or a Etsy store or something. That's cool.
Junior knows everybody.
There you go.
I've tried to buy a Batman one in several different stores, and nobody will.
Sell
They
it.
won't even talk about it.
Yeah, they're such cool signs.
Yeah, he just said Etsy. So
Okay, thanks, Junior. That's awesome.
yeah,
Congratulations. That looks so cool. This was from Wins in the group, and I believe this is the Iron Studios Lobo. Just wanted to share some pictures in case you guys hadn't seen them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, that is
But
awesome.
I think that turned out fun.
That's cool. That's 1/6.
It's a big piece. That's a full table right there. But anyway, I thought that was cool. A couple different head sculpts. This was up for pre-order officially since the last time we talked. We had just some preview images last time we were on Rogues Gallery. But how do you guys think this one actually turned out? I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I love it too.
Anybody considering picking it up?
No.
I wish I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the space.
I'm not really into bust.
I still am. I'm still considering it.
I know. I think you're going between this and that Iron Man, right?
Well, Iron Man is definitely one that I would love to have, but it just doesn't fit my collection.
I got you.
So
I love the way that's turned out. The Iron Man looks.
I've got a picture of it here in a second. But yeah, I'm just really impressed with what they're putting out. But some people have said, "Well, Chris, this isn't your favorite Batman," and it's not. But it's still an awesome representation of him. Like it's just whether.
Yeah.
I just think it's such a cool looking suit, and it looks great.
It looks a lot like the Prime 1 Justice League Batman, the 1/3 that I have.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said too, Jeff. I said if you like this, I'd take another hard look at the Prime 1 1/3 before you pull the trigger.
Yeah, I'd love to get that Prime 1.
It's amazing. That Prime 1 1/3. I've got to do an updated room tour soon. And this time I'm going to come into the room the way you would if you came into my house. I've got the Prime 1 1/3 in the foyer of my house.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
It's at the entry to my office. So when you come into the foyer, on the left is the entry to my office, and I've got him out. He's in the foyer side. And
Dan,
he's awesome.
Dan, once you've gone outside of the collecting room, you've officially won at life. That's awesome.
True story.
That's cool. That's awesome. Anyway, I just wanted to put this up because I hadn't put up the official photos yet. But
he is amazing looking, though. I mean,
really
space.
I like the base too.
Yeah, the base is awesome.
My only worry is that it would seem easy to tip over, maybe. Because
It's
think
possible, but I've said it's really sturdy. But they're not going to say it's wobbly, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is.
Mhm.
Hand punch tear.
Great.
This was another one that was teased this week. This is the 1/3 scale Batman by Queen Studios also. And so some people have got pretty excited about it. From what I've heard, this is some detail on the suit, but this is allegedly fabric, kind of like
It looks like it.
yeah, under here. But did you guys see this one?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
But I think that may be the only way to do that suit and it not look,
Plastic.
well, not look monochromatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even, when you look at the 1/3 pictures of the Prime 1, all you see is black.
Right.
When you've got that fabric
Gives you that
They-
shimmer.
and then you have that armor pieces on top of it, it was the Batman that came with the armory. And the new version is actually a fabric suit with the armor pieces attached to it. And the first version they did, the whole thing was a molded rubber and it just looks black.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It
Yeah.
doesn't even look the same.
Well, this is just going to be a great alternative for collectors that don't like the Prime 1. The Prime 1 is maybe a little bit lifeless. A lot of people have said they wish there was an action to him. A lot of people have expressed that they hope that you could display him just like this right behind the Joker. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I kind of wish that if they did it this way, that this Joker would have been from the interrogation scene, and not from the jail here. That would have made. I mean, I just think that would have been awesome to replicate that look or that scene because it's so iconic. I wanted to see what you'd do. You let 5 people die.
Yep.
But anyway, that's a cool new item. So here's the production piece of that Queen Studios Iron Man that I was talking about. This one I still love. I would love to have this, especially I think the battle damage is the way to go. But how do you guys feel like this one turned out?
I think it turned out great.
Yeah. It's
Nice.
Such a cool piece. It's deep though. I mean, it's a big piece. You have to have some room, but man, I think it turned out great.
You guys prefer the battle damage or the clean one?
I like battle damage.
battle.
Yeah, the battle damage is cool.
Just adds. I don't know. To me, it tells a story.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, here's the clean one. Clean here and the battle damaged. Both look great, but
Yeah. Chris, man, I'm really liking those, man.
yeah, they're awesome. I mean, they're cool.
Yeah, man.
They are so cool in the way that they light up. It's just
Now that
And
not
you
seeing
don't
them
have to put those wings on.
seeing them lit up is
Yeah.
I think that's the way.
all of these light up. This one is a separate light, so like you have to turn it on like with a switch.
Mm.
But all of these plug in. You can remove the wings also. So if you don't have room for the wings and don't like that look, you can take those off. But
Okay.
I love this piece. It's so cool. This one, I can't even tell you how excited I'd be about this thing. We've never got official confirmation from Infinity Studios, but this was posted this last week. They do kind of the upper torso type people. And this is rumored to be their Joker. I will buy this 100% if they make this.
Yeah.
But what did you guys think of it?
So
I
this
like
is the bust, or
Nice.
Life-size bust.
oh,
Wow.
Actually, it's like a half a person.
Yeah.
Now, I love their Batman from Justice League. I think because it has both arms and
Yep.
yeah, that thing's huge. I
yeah,
saw it in San Diego. It's enormous.
And you
Oh,
saw
That's right.
the Aquaman. I mean, the Aquaman was insane
yeah.
with the staff, and I mean, it's just crazy. But I just think this looks great. What do you think of the likeness? Do you guys think it's pretty spot on?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I would
In
say.
that picture, it looks. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
no.
good to me.
That looks good.
Crazy. So I'm excited. I hope that is true, that that's from them, because I'd hate to see the price tag on it, but
Yeah.
Lord help us. Lord help us all.
There's just something.
This one's actually teased today. This is supposedly a 1-to-1 scale comic book Spider-Man bust from Queen Studio. To me, this doesn't look life-size, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, that web.
That does not look good.
Has some
looks
clean-
I'm catching some spooge.
Be careful, Jeff. They're shutting people down.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
They're shutting
So
them.
this does look a little odd to me, and I feel like it's pretty chesty.
Yeah, he's
for-
got some cleavage going on there.
Yeah, I don't. There's been a lot of memes already about this, so I don't. I'm
Uh,
hoping they share some additional photos, because I'm sure it's just the lighting or whatever. But
Maybe it's Spider Woman.
it'll be interesting to see what this is. Yeah, I guess it could be Spider Woman.
Oh.
That'd be an interesting choice to start a comic line with.
Yeah.
Don't know what to tell you there. I think this is the end here. We've got the Avengers Assemble Thanos. These are the photos from Sideshow. What do you guys think of this one? I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think it's one of the best in the line, really. I think maybe the best in the line.
So it's
But-
going to be about 2 foot tall, I think.
That's big. It's got a light up gauntlet.
Yeah, it's 23 inches, but I think the top 3 or 4 inches are his left arm.
Cool base with the Avengers logo there. I think that's neat. This is also cool. You got a classic version and then a modern version, so you can choose which one you like. I think that's a great thing that they did there. I mean, they could have said that, come out 2 years later with this variant, but I love that they're offering them both right now.
I think I like the comic one, the classic variant, a little bit more.
I do too.
Yep. If you've already had,
This goes up for pre-order tomorrow, I believe.
yeah. As I say, if you have Thanos on throne, then you don't really need the modern version unless you really want both. But
I like the modern version. I've got the Captain America. And that, I mean, it's a good size statue.
This one here.
Yeah.
So here you can kind of see all of them together, but they do look good together, I have to say.
yeah.
I don't know how popular this collection's been. It must be fairly popular for them to do so many.
Yeah. I had the stealth suit Iron Man on pre-order for a little while, then I canceled it.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot they did that.
I did too. Yeah, that's cool. So I think that's all the photos. Go back here. So anyway, some good stuff this week. All right. So anything other than that on the pre-order list? I know we just pre-ordered, but anybody else have anything that they're hoping to pre-order in the next week or so?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'm contemplating jumping on that Colossus before it sells out. I was waiting for a little while, but I'm thinking I might do that. I've got some sideshow points to use.
Shipping in 1 week,
Is it okay? So you're
You
getting
don't
it
have
right?
a lot of time.
April 29th. I got the notice today.
Yeah.
Can't wait. So I'm sitting here looking at Max Hush Superman. And you guys probably saw that it went back up on Sideshow today for about 3 minutes.
About 3 minutes. Yep, that's exactly right.
I posted it and it was gone then.
And it made me wonder, I mean, that said waitlist full.
Yeah, it did.
What happened to the waitlist people?
I don't know.
Wouldn't they be a little bit angry right now?
How many were up there? Or maybe
Couldn't
it
have
was,
been too many.
maybe it was a typo. Maybe they just did it
So
on
let
accident.
me ask you this. My first thought, I saw George post a link over at MCE. And so I clicked it and I was like, man, I can't believe this thing is back. And I clicked it and it was already sold out.
Wow.
Me too.
Do you think that was a return? more than likely, and that's why it didn't go to wait list. Because do you think wait lists are only new if they get a new one?
If I was on the wait list, I would have wanted the option.
Well, that's a good point.
Huh.
Yeah, that's crazy. See, I didn't even know that. And then
Yeah.
Barb's saying that she had it in her cart, and then she went to pay, and it was gone.
Wow.
Dang. Sorry, Barb's.
Hey, Statue Mania is here. Hey, Barb. She said those are likely returns. That's what I felt like too. I felt like it was probably a return. But man, it does suck for those waitlist people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sure would like to hear some sort of clarification on that, because I mean, don't you think there was probably only one back in stock in 3 minutes?
Probably. Was it the sculpted or the fabricate?
It was fabric.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I will say for the last couple weeks, they have had some, like, I would imagine 2 to 3 year old Hot Toys figures show up.
Yeah.
Sold out.
They must be going through the warehouse.
Yep.
Something, because they had some from, the bag got the aliens from the first Avengers movie.
yeah, it's very sorry. We're laughing at Archangel here. So,
They were really good goats, though. I can understand it.
it's let's see. Sideshow Collectibles is cleaning up the warehouse on lockdown and selling in stock items. Yeah, I think that's exactly it's happening. Because it has been awfully weird that some of them have been sold out for a long, long time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do they miss that? Like, I get that there's a big warehouse, but
They have, I've seen them do that for they've gone through the warehouse for charity auctions in the past.
Yeah, I've seen that.
One piece that's on my wish list that's just too expensive to pull the trigger on is the Mark I Iron Man premium format.
yeah,
I've wanted it forever.
it's so good.
They came up with one for charity maybe a year and a half ago. I think it went up to $2,500, and I'm like, I'm out.
It's such a great piece.
Yep.
I remember when I got Mark IV, and it was already skyrocketing at that point. But man, Mark I was always way worse.
It's just. But they said it was literally a warehouse find, and they included it with about a dozen other pieces for charity.
But how was that like? What does that warehouse find mean? Like, they know what they have. Surely it's in a computer, right?
You would think.
And if it's 10 years old, they don't have a 10-year-old statue just sitting in the corner collecting dust. I mean, unless they save some back for that reason, which I guess is possible.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's a mystery.
Yeah. But congratulations if you've been looking for some of these pieces and they come back up.
Yep.
Take advantage, because that way you're not paying eBay prices, because people are jacking up there.
So do they list that first on their Facebook?
I think sometimes they don't even pump it up anymore. It's that people find it. It's like, oh,
I've just started looking several times. I'll look several times a day, especially now. Toys and
hot toys.
But they have there have been some premium formats show back up that were sold out.
Yeah.
Well,
like
we said,
Batman show up not long ago for a couple of days. That's
crazy.
been on for a while.
And I want to say again, it's really nice that we're starting to see more Prime 1 items at Sideshow. I know that a lot of collectors have been super, super happy about that, including myself. Like, I have the Liber Mejo, and I think I talked to Dan about this. I have the Liber Mejo at Prime 1, but now that it's at Sideshow, I said, shipping from Prime 1 is going to be very expensive. Probably I think $400.
Yep.
From Prime 1. So would it be cheaper to get it at Sideshow? I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's tough. to know, because again, we don't know what's going to happen by the time it actually ships with shipping prices and things. But
Did you check the pricing on Sideshow for shipping, Chris? What it says right now?
I don't know. Like, I'll give you an example for like the Dark Knight Returns that I just canceled.
Yeah.
But shipping for that was quoted at $150 for 2 big boxes.
Oh, wow.
And I thought that was great.
That's pretty reasonable.
Deathstroke was $350
Yeah.
for the same size boxes.
So, $350 from Sideshow?
$350 from Sideshow.
Where's the? Wow.
That's what I paid.
That's insane.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's insane.
Deathstroke had to have been heavier.
Maybe, but I mean, they're both massive statues.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, the base on Dark Knight Returns is wider than Deathstroke's base,
Yeah.
and Deathstroke's base is the biggest base I've ever had.
Yeah.
It's bigger than Croc. It's crazy.
It's bigger than Croc?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
bigger than Frieza's base. Like it's so deep. Like it's so wide because of the sickle.
Where do you have it?
Yeah.
I've got it way in the corner. I'm kind of creating a whole new shelf area over here, trying to figure that out. I'm going to raise him up real high because him ducked down like that.
Right.
He needs to be up real high, so I'm going to get him up toward the ceiling as high as possible. And so I have a vision. Hopefully it'll work out because I'm hoping to have. I don't know. I want to be able to accommodate 12 to 15 statues in that corner.
Yep.
So I'm going to do kind of a tiered shelf area, I think, depending on if I buy the bus or not. If I buy the bus, that's going to go in the closet area. But I'm promising everybody right now, I'm working on the room tour. I know people have been asking. I'm probably a week or two away from getting everything finished. I'm still going to give Mac a hard time. Mac, it's time.
I knew it. I knew it was coming.
You don't need to move. You don't need to go somewhere else. Just film what you got. I'm amazed by how many, like I always, and maybe I've talked to Mac about this, but I'll ask different people. I say, hey, your collection's amazing. Would you want to be a future collector? And so many people say, well, I still have 3 more pieces to get in, and then I've got this and I've got that. I'm like, I always tell people this is just a snapshot of where you're at right now because their collection is never finished. So I'm going to tell you that again. I'm ready. Come on, let's do this.
I know. I'm working on it. I should have.
Everybody that wants Mac to do a feature collector video, give me a thumbs up right now. Let's see how many thumbs up we can get for Max. Hit that like button in the chat. Let's do this. Let's do it. Looking forward to both of you guys' room tour. Yeah, I'm hoping so too. Absolutely. And Jeff.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, last time you asked me like a week after I had just done a room tour for Secret Sanctuary.
Yeah, that's right.
So I was like, I don't want to do it right away. But yeah, maybe in the near future. Maybe when Colossus comes.
Deal. That's a deal. That's a deal. That's a deal. Well,
is that how I do it, Mac? If I just kind of
say it again.
Is that how I get out of it? I just kind of say maybe when Colossus comes.
Yeah. I just have 17 more pieces to get in, and then whenever that's done.
Yeah, it's not really the pieces for me. It's just like trying to get this thing together. I gotta have for me, it's all about production quality. I'm trying to get stuff. I've got Doomsday back here on the floor. So I'm trying to figure out when I'm gonna do with him, and it's just trying to get this space together is the main hassle for me.
Hey, Mac, I just want to show you this. Ready? Watch your screen.
Okay, I'm watching it.
These are all people that want to see your room tour.
I see it.
There's a lot of thumbs ups here.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, there's a lot. I have a last update. Last room tour that I shot for my channel was back in 2000. I think it was 18. I think I meant to do one for 19, but I kind of I'm doing it to myself too, Chris. So just so you know.
All right. Well,
I've got people asking me.
Just so you know, it's time.
I've got time on my hands. I need to get this stuff together, and then I'll have it. I'll shoot it, and then I'll shoot you a copy of it. So
All right. That's a deal. Well, I love to feature so many incredible collections. There's just so many great collections. And again, I always want to tell people out there, the collection is always evolving. It's always just a snapshot of where you're at. But so many people want to see these collections because people put so much work into them. They're amazing.
Yeah.
And Archangel says Mac's room looks amazing from the front lawn. So.
Stalker.
I love it. So make sure you lock your doors tonight, Mac.
That's not very creepy.
No.
Oh man.
Make sure you guys, we're going to kind of wrap up for tonight, but make sure you're visiting Secret Sanctuary on YouTube. Make sure you do that. And also make sure you're visiting Mac Collections on YouTube and Instagram. I want to give a shout out to Dan. Dan just filmed a review for us for the Tweeterhead Catwoman. So that's going to be coming up here real soon, probably this week. And so got a lot more material coming your way. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed tonight. I really enjoyed the villain segment that we did. And hopefully we'll do more stuff like that in the future. But I just want to thank everybody for watching. You guys want to say anything before we leave tonight?
Be safe.
Say that's a wrap. Yeah. Enjoy quarantine.
Yep.
Yeah, re-quarantine. Again, everybody be safe. Do what you can. Support businesses where you can, fast food restaurants, things like that. That helps your community. But be smart. Wear your mask if you need to. If you need to be close to people. We're going to get through this together, and hopefully tonight we provided a little bit of entertainment and took your mind off of some things because I know it's been real rough lately. But I can't thank you enough for tuning in tonight. You guys are awesome, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next Rogues Gallery Live. We'll see you guys in the Batcave. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Hey, guys.
See y'all.